Introduce ourselves first while they're setting up.
Yeah, I'm Matt Wilson, commissioner for the NATF. Super excited to be here at this Choptoberfest tournament. Competition has been insane all day, and it's every time that there's a big tournament like this.
Some big upsets too.
Yeah,
just crazy.
It just gets crazy. There's a couple of people that have just become monsters in 6 months, gone from zero to just monsters. So it's cool. But speaking of monsters, we got a match.
Yeah, this is a big one. So we got Stefan throwing out a BATL Toronto, and then we got Big Will G throwing out a London, Ontario. Huge throwers from both cities. So this is a big match.
These guys both belong to, each one of them respectively, to two of the highest scoring averages of any leagues in the NATF. So like the leagues that they throw in on a weekly basis are two of the highest scoring that there are. So it's
just monsters.
Yeah, I'm expecting nothing but bullseyes and clutches here.
Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of big acts for this match.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting a long stretch too. Like I'm not seeing like a quick sweep by either one of them. This is going to go and go.
I feel like we're going to go all the way on this one too. It'll be a rubber match decision.
So we're both going clutch. First round, here we go.
As expected.
Yeah. Stefan. Oh, clean on Will. There we go.
Let's take a look at what Stefan's got.
Round one for Will. There it is.
All right, here we go. Round two.
That's a good start for Will right there. Stefan is the, what, 4-time NATF champ?
If you're including the BATL Champions League that existed before the NATF, that evolved into the NATC, he's actually won 5 times and was just dethroned last year by Strawn Riley. So those were consecutive wins. Stefan is a heavy hitter for sure. But,
also from Steve Harvey show fame as well.
That's right.
One of my favorite videos of all time. I've probably watched that like 5 or 10 times because it's just so funny.
Yeah, that was a real treat. Stefan on the Steve Harvey show was really great. Throwing trick shots. Yeah. I don't know who does trick shots more consistently than Stefan either.
And of all the people to get on the Steve Harvey show, we picked the funniest one, so it was great.
Right on.
Here we go. Going clutches.
Going clutch.
Round 2.
And Big Will's stats are through the roof too. He's been a monster since day one, since London days. London's early days at Tomahawks and then becoming BATL.
Out of reach from the 3 miss. 2 rounds for Big Will G.
All right, let's see if Stefan can lock it in and bounce back.
I mean, Stefan definitely a tournament favorite here after winning the Baltimore Open earlier this year.
Yeah.
So this could be a big upset, potentially, especially the way it's going right now.
Still early. Let's see what happens in this round.
I want to see some big acts. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. Surprised we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. Will's been on this weekend. The fact that he's in B bracket at all, I'm quite shocked. He was crushing last night at the skills competition, doing really well this morning.
There we go. Splits down the middle. Big Will gets a piece.
There it is.
Now here's that big axe. Here we go. All right. And this is still 3 out of 5.
Is this still?
I believe, yeah.
Okay.
So this is Stefan throwing to stay alive.
We're just working out who's going to throw first here. And we got Stefan with the first throw.
All right, here we go. Good throw. And remember, this first throw is just all it's about is breaking paint on the main center 3-point value area of the target. So as long as you stick there on the first throw, it's good. And now we're moving on to points.
I'm assuming we're going up.
Yep, there
clutch
we go.
Is called. There we go.
That's the clink of the axes to agree that we're both going for clutch. Clutch or nothing. That's the way the sport has evolved this year. After Strawn's huge double clutch win in the NATC last year.
Just crazy.
There we go, Stefan. Split that one down the middle. Oh, we can't see it in the feed, but that is good. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, I guess we've got the target feed.
Yeah, we do have the target feed as well, which is a really nice touch. I'm loving all this camera stuff. We got a miss on that clutch, so Will's chance here.
This is big.
Just
no
low.
Dice. Okay.
Just low. We'll go one more.
That was close. All right, Stefan's got to dial this one in. But you know he can. Stefan's one of those at any time. You can just.
Oh, okay.
That's what Big Will says. The B bracket stands for beer bracket. There it is.
Most handsome man in axe throwing right there.
No dice.
No good.
Oh, man. Okay. Let's see. Does Will put it away on this throw?
Ooh.
Nope.
Too high. We got another round coming.
Look, they're shaking off some of that beer on this throw.
Yeah.
We got to dial it in here, guys. Oh, man.
Just wide. Wow. I mean, totally surprising for both of them here.
Oh, is that
low?
Looks like it's no good.
Low
Still
again.
going.
Wow. Come for the race, stay for the marathon.
Yeah, I think they're both a little frustrated that they're in the B bracket at all right now. So,
yeah.
So there's no easy wins wherever you are in the tournament at this point. I mean, there hasn't been any since the beginning, really. So
I would not have been surprised if this was the final either. Like that's the quality of players we both got here. That looks like it's in.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so Will needs to match that and hit the clutch to stay alive here.
Some good healthy heckling happening in the lanes. Always happy to see that.
Yeah.
Let's see, Will. With the miss.
High,
okay.
Okay.
Stefan stays alive.
Stefan takes a round. There we go.
It ain't over till it's over. I know these two have faced each other in previous big tournaments. I know this is one where they both respect each other's game, and they know how good the other one can be. So let's see if Stefan has dialed in now that he got that one win under his belt.
Looks like we just finished up another match. Aaron and Tiny Dancer. I didn't see the results from that, but just
okay. So 5 axes each round. Almost nothing but bullseyes. Well, actually nothing but bullseyes for these guys until we get to that 5th throw.
Yeah.
And we're doing it again. Going upstairs. Both players. Oh, sorry. We're not quite there yet. 4th axe.
Here we go.
Now we're going upstairs.
It's getting to a point where it's like, why are we even calling the clutches anymore? Because we just know it's every throw. There it is.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Stefan is out. The win goes to Big Will.
Congratulations to Big Will. That's huge win for him right there.
Huge win.
Always the most gracious in defeat, though.
Yeah, nothing but love.
Yeah.
It's a big axe family.
Speaking of love, the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, where we've been hanging all weekend. We've been having a great time.
Yeah.
Big thanks to Choppers for putting on this tournament.
Yeah, it's been a great weekend.
Yeah.
Not just this tournament, but the skills contest yesterday and some other events on Friday night. It's been a really great weekend hanging out with everybody. Lots of representation.
It's crazy, too, because we, through Axe Scores and through all the apps and stuff and through the online community, we all kind of keep in touch, even though maybe we haven't met each other. It's like we have Facebook groups and everything where we all talk to each other. So coming to this tournament and finally getting to see everybody and getting to see the killers from all the different cities is pretty amazing experience.
Putting a face to the stats that you've been staring at
stalking.
And terrified of having to compete against. Yeah.
Exactly.
I knew better, so I didn't sign up for this tournament.
Yeah. I didn't, so I lost 2 rounds straight.
I feel like I would have been up 2, down 2.
In and out, yeah.
I appreciate your moxie, though, getting in there and mixing it up.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Anymore, man.
It's one of those things where it's like I come, I mean, I've only been doing this since March, so I've been around the axe throwing community for probably 3-4 years. I know me and you met back probably 2013,
Yeah,
I'd
a few
say.
years ago.
And yeah, just being a part of the actual playing now.
Here comes Stefan.
You want
Stefan
to come
sneaking
in
in. Stefan sneaking in. Here, we're over here. There we go.
Yeah,
great
this is
match.
the one.
Let's see if we can get a little.
It was a great match. It was not my best, but honestly, Will is a great thrower. And at this point of the tournament, if you're not hitting clutches, you're not going to fucking win. So that's pretty much it.
That's very similar to our commentary while you guys were throwing.
Yeah.
These are two giants of the sport. And you guys have nothing but respect for each other, and that was heat.
Yeah,
it's basically family throwing against family. So
yeah.
I feel like even in losing, I feel like I won watching my
Yeah.
brother beat me.
We felt like we won watching you guys play each other. So.
Wilson definitely felt like he won.
That was a great match.
Oh.
Nice work.
Cheer on all my
Is
stuff.
Will gonna
Now
squeeze
it's time
in
to
too?
relax and cheer and do all that
I'm
stuff.
not gonna
Yeah.
relax. I'm just gonna get more drunk.
Oh, there you,
Within reason.
you're not throwing anymore.
Safely,
so you
yeah.
could go to the bar. It's all
He's
good.
going to get responsibly intoxicated.
Right on. You too, man. Nice run.
Why don't we? I believe we have the winner of the round off camera as well. If he wants to. Okay.
All right, so Big Will's going to be a minute. He's not going to be coming in to chat with us just
Oh,
yet.
but we have another big match coming up. We got Julio
and Chris
Cadieux out of Philadelphia
this
here.
is a big match.
So
Julio has been on point. Chris too, actually. Both of these guys have been awesome. We are going to get a little quick pop in from Big Will here. But we got a big match going on.
Just as we're starting the game here.
Big Will, great match, big win, man. That was awesome.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
Get in there on the mic so you can hear you.
He's the guy who, when we all get started, man, you look up to that one guy, and he's the guy, man. And for me, I've never played him in a match ever in a tournament.
Really?
Wow.
First time
We
ever.
figured you guys had played each other just hundreds of times.
You've never run into each other in the NATC
No.
or Baltimore Open? None of that?
Ever.
Wow.
Really?
So that was our first throwdown together.
Amazing.
That's
And
fantastic.
so, I mean, I wasn't nervous the whole time. I love this guy for who he is. And
Yeah.
we got a history together just on and off the court, off the arena. And so for me, it was like I was totally relaxed the whole time. And when you see a guy like Skynet on your bracket, I mean, your heart starts to sink just a little bit. He has a way of stealing your soul. Just because of the legend that he brings with him, right?
Oh.
And the titles that he's put together. So for me, it was a big win. It's a career. It's off the bucket list.
Right on. Congrats on the win. Congrats on the win, Big Will. That was a great match. We'll
First
look forward to
round
seeing the
there.
next one. Yeah.
First
Big Will
round
says in the money.
of Cadieux and Julio.
Okay.
We both missed clutch, so we're going to Big Axe on the first round.
Okay.
here.
All right. So this is an interesting thing. Watching all of these guys that are competing right now, men and women all day, when they're practicing, their clutch rates are through the roof.
Yeah.
But the thing that I love, when you've got the spotlight on, the pressure changes.
Yeah.
And you see who sorts it out and who doesn't, and you live or die by that green dot, man.
Well, it's the other crazy thing is like you see people that are fairly unassuming in league play. I mean, they still got great scores, but like maybe not somebody you think of as like the best guy you've ever met, and then they come to a tournament and they just start cleaning people out because the pressure of the tournament just puts them in their game.
Yeah, Chris Cadieux is one of those guys. He really rises to the occasion when these tournaments are happening.
Yeah,
and man, he is always a threat. And Julio, same thing, man. These guys shine under the lights, and that's what they're doing right now.
Well, Julio's our boy with all the records and skills. So he's got one of the 4 members of the only perfect Yahtzee team that's ever occurred.
Right.
Which was amazing to watch.
Yeah.
And then he hit the, the 54
doubles perfect.
The 54 doubles, which was pretty amazing.
There we go. There's
wow.
a clutch for Chris Cadieux. And for those of you that might be tuning in that aren't entirely familiar with the match and the rules, I know we've been talking with familiar terminology here, but this Big Axe is the tiebreaker of any round that's tied. And so they're throwing for the first Big Axe throw. They just got to break paint within the bullseye, 3-ring or 1-ring. So essentially the visual you're seeing that inside that black circle, anything there is good. After that, they got to go for the highest score. So they're both throwing for the clutch right now, which is those green dots in the top corner, because those are both worth 7. And Chris Cadieux doesn't get it. And so
So
Julio has
Julio's
a
chance to put it away here for round 1. Now, have we moved to 4 out of 7 now? Or is this still 3 out of 5? I believe it's...
That's good. It's right down the middle.
So that's round 1 for Julio.
Yeah. Chris getting up there, putting a little water on the target. This is a regular thing. You know, a little bit of water on the target helps soften the wood a little bit. It lets the wood expand and cover up the seams between each of the 2x10s on there, which is all made of soft wood, and that really just helps the axe sink in there nicely, and it keeps the target from splintering away as well. Yeah. So it's you'll see all of the heavy competitors will go up there and make sure the targets get a nice spritz
for your boards at home. If your boards are chipping or splintering, you got to put more water on those things. That's the key.
You can almost never do too much.
Yeah.
Just spray them down.
As long as there isn't a puddle at the foot of it, you're doing it right.
That's it. There we go. More bullseyes.
5s, 5s, 5s. Here we go. I believe this is the 4th axe.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Is that a 3? Looks like we got a 3 for Chris. He's taking the 3. No measurement needed. He's going to measure it just
I'm right beside it. I'm looking down the barrel.
You can see the device measurement happening here. And you know what? This is a good note here. You know, Chris walked up and he was ready to take that 3. And he looked over at Julio because, you know, you look to your opponent. If your opponent gives you the points, you take them. But instead of Chris walking away with that 3, just in case, get the ref up there, measure with the device.
Always take that measurement. It's amazing sometimes when you think it's just a clear 3.
If it's between the bullseye and the 3, and you think it's a clear 3.
Yeah, and they walk up and they're like, no, it's a 5. You're like, hey, I'm glad I asked, you know?
The curve of that circle creates a bit of an optical illusion. So always call
especially
for that device.
With the paint being in your favor. So for any new axe thrower viewers here, the paint is always in your favor. So we're going to measure the blade to the outside edge of that paint line. So when you're walking up, it might look like it's a,
you can see here
in this case,
perfect timing. He's going to measure from the outside of that red paint.
So you could just see past his hat there on the camera and screen. But yeah, always making sure that you're measuring, because that line really is kind of tricky because your eye sees that as the center point, but the center point's the outside edge of that line.
So for any new throwers, always call for that device. You never know.
And it's one of those things where a lot of people feel like they're being a burden or they're whining if they call for the device. It's a part of the game. Everybody needs it, and it can really save a match for you.
Yep. And at this point, you know, the competition's so high, you got to use every tool in the rules to your advantage.
Yeah.
Here we go. Going for clutches.
Ooh.
No dice.
Wide left. Julio. Up by 2. This could be for the win.
For the clutch? No.
No.
So they made it a little arrangement there. All right. So that was an interesting choice. Looks like they had a little discussion there about that final axe, about how that was going to happen. The person in the lead has the courtesy of throwing their axe first. So Chris decided, even though he was up by 2, he was going to go for the clutch. He missed the clutch. It looked like they had a little conversation there to agree that Julio was going to go for whatever he wanted to go for. So he ended up throwing for the bullseye and getting that win.
Wow.
You don't see that very often in these tournaments anymore.
But what you do see is definitely the friendship, the grace, I would say. Everybody's just here to play the best game that they can, but also nobody's here to win at all costs, right? It's we want to play fair. We want to give people their due chances. Like, me personally, I don't want to win it. I don't want to win a game, you know, taking a 5 that shouldn't have been a 5, or taking a clutch that was
you know
too
what?
close.
I mean, it's a testament also to the NATC last year, right? When the communication is there between the players and you make it known what your plan is before the other player commits to their throw. You know, I remember when Strawn and Aaron were in the final last year's NATC, and Strawn was down. Aaron was up 3-2, and Strawn threw a clutch with the big axe to stay in, and then on the The next round, Strawn was throwing the big axe first. So there was tied 3-3. It was the rubber match. Strawn's throwing the big axe first, and they had a conversation where Strawn went, hey, are you good to go clutch? And normally there would be an agreement that both players either go for clutch or don't. And 95% of the time now, the competition's so high that you almost have to go for clutch, or you're just going to get, the next guy's going to hit it, he's going to put you out anyway. So most of the time you see that happen. But Aaron said to Strawn, because he was throwing second, he said, listen, it's the final of the NATC. If you go for clutch and you miss it, I'm not committing to clutch. So you decide what you want to do.
Which is fully within the rules. That's why you have that conversation as well. And, I mean, you also we need to keep in mind also you don't need to have that conversation, though.
You don't need to. That's a courtesy.
It's totally a courtesy, and that's what I like the most about it, is where we take that time, even though we don't have to just say, hey, what are you going to throw? What am I going to throw? So that we know if we're going to win, it's on our best game. It's fair. It doesn't feel like anybody's tricking anybody. It's a clean win. So I think it helps keep the community strong. I think it helps keep the competition strong, too, because even when you lose, you're still happy because you're playing your friends, you know?
And you're playing your best game. And I thought that moment, and that's what I meant when I was bringing up that NATC moment, was that was a great sportsmanship moment. Because Strawn knew what Aaron's intentions were. He said, okay, you know what? He said, I'm going to go for that.